Hello, my lovelies. Can you hear me? Beautiful golfing day. No wind, bluebird sky, low to mid 60s. Where? Tell us where. I want to go there now. I want to be there. It's freezing fucking cold this morning. I let the dog out and we both wanted to die instantly. Only 26, now 20. Oh, God. Because of the F bomb. I know it. Either that or you can't hear me. Waiting for confirmation. I wish there was a better way to know such things. Southern Missouri. Sun City West. Mic check good. Thank you, Tim. It's probably because in the title I was like, oh, I'm going to make a whole bunch of excuses for what a terrible job I've done for everyone this week. You know, not to make excuses, but just to tell you guys how it is. It is very difficult to maintain 2 videos a week. I mean, I'm going on 2.5 years now, 2 videos a week. And they're like, with just a handful of exceptions on that. But to make them all like consistent and to make them all good and to make them all like interesting and like that I want to do them is very difficult. So the AI video was rough, good experiment. I've just like I've made it private. It's gone. Nobody needs to watch that shit. Went down a rabbit hole and tried a few things. It really was a good experiment, but holy shit. Watch you regular from Russia. I didn't even know that could happen. I thought there was like some sort of invisible tech wall with certain countries, Russia being one of them, maybe like China being another. What do I know? I don't know much about geopolitics, but I really don't. I don't understand foreign policy. I don't need to. Nobody needs to understand anything anymore. That's what I've learned this week. Yeah, the major fatal flaw of that video was using the AI voice. That AI voice threw so many people into the uncanny valley right out of the gates. And those of us that can handle like the robot voice, the fake voice, didn't seem to have that much of a problem with the video, and they were able to stick with it, and they found it somewhat interesting and whatever, which was my intention. But the way my wife reacted to it when I showed her, I'm like, look at this. This is weird. This is wild. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I just did this in like 15 minutes. And, I was kind of blown away by it, which some of you may have a ton of experience with it. And some of you may have zero experience with it, and you're going to be blown away by it eventually. Regardless, I really underestimated the power of the uncanny valley. And if you don't know what the uncanny valley is, but you should, if you don't know about the uncanny valley, look it up. It's really interesting. My earliest memories of the uncanny valley or that feeling you get is watching Dark Crystal and the characters in Dark Crystal. I'm like, are they human? Are they not? They're just a little off, like their faces threw me. Yeah. Yeah, Scott noticed the sweet specialized. So that's tomorrow morning's video. And I will the rant stand is long and kind of explains everything about what I've been thinking later. Yeah, so Scott only made it about 5 minutes due to the voice. I mean, Maggie couldn't make it past 10 seconds. She's like, no, turn it off. This is awful. It's not you. I can't. I won't. And some people have really strong opinions about AI in general. And I respect that too. I mean, it wasn't for everyone, but my overall message in the video and the way I did it was pretty meta and pretty fascinating. I think. I still think there are there. I love thinking deeply, philosophically, critically about things in general. And this week, I have stumbled upon some sort of epiphany or realization with artificial intelligence and where it's headed and the rapid growth and what it's going to do to humanity as a whole. It's blown my mind. Um, yeah, Andy K said, I didn't think the voice was that terrible. I didn't think it was either. I didn't think it sounded like me. I thought it sounded like Josnick. Who's that comedian that pops up in my feed all the time? Josnick? Comedian Josnick? Am I good? Anthony Jeselnik is who I thought it sounded like. Anthony Jeselnik. The guy's hilarious. Yeah, there you go, Jeselnik. I think he's coming around this area, by the way. And I should go see him live and in person instead of through my device, which was like the point of the video. Ish. Yeah. So here's yeah, go ahead and comment like your thoughts on AI because I need to know it. I need to hear it. Um, the the problem with our country not trusting any video, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's gonna cause, I mean, at best, I'm thinking in 5 years we'll have 15% unemployment. Best case scenario. That's my gut right now as a non-expert. But the experts are all saying it's bad. Some of them are like it's going to be 40%, and some of them are like, maybe 10. Still, it's a lot. Somebody asked me to blink twice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not trusting any video. Yeah, so listening to AI is not how I want to spend my time. I prefer real humans. I think everyone prefers real humans at the core of it. However, these machines are going to be so much more capable and so much smarter and get us our answers and give us what we want so much faster for so less effort that it's irresistible. And if you don't believe me, like think about how many BikeFarmer videos you've watched and how much time you spend scrolling your phone. Like, you know, multiply that by a gazillion. Artificial intelligence will have the same effect on human intelligence that artificial sugar has done for our physical health. I don't know what you mean by artificial sugar, but if you mean like high fructose corn syrup and that sort of thing, like engineered sugar, I always consider that to be real sugar, not fake sugar. Like fake sugar to me is like Splenda, but sweetener. But like you're talking about high fructose corn syrup being in like literally everything, and like people like me that like I'm addicted to it. I'm actually kind of working on a project to not be addicted to it right now. But like I'm absolutely 1000%. Like I don't like to eat unless it's got that in it. Like I need that kickback. Anyway, totally agree. It's a very spot on, great comparison. I think you're absolutely right. And for a large, huge percent of the population, half or more, just like the food that's out there is good enough for who it's for gazillions of people, and they're just fine, right? So many people are going to be just fine with letting AI do the work and be comfortable. The problem is like, how are they going to afford to live? Because they're not going to have jobs. The jobs are going to be done by the bots. There's not going to be enough work for everyone. So we got to figure out a way to distribute the wealth that's being funneled into these 7 AI companies. And it's not corporate greed that's doing it. This is just an economic machine that you can't stop. It's just where all the value, all of the energy of the universe is going right now as humans know it. And we're going to have to, I prefer to do it democratically. Just, it's got to be done democratically because like the way it's set up right now is it's going to become a feudalist system. So anyway, how many we got here now? 99, something like that. I will be posting more about this. I'll be talking more about this in the upcoming weeks. But last year I started a second channel, and the title of that channel, and some of you know, and some of you are over there, I haven't posted anything. I haven't uploaded a video to it in a year. It went nowhere because I couldn't really wrap my brain around what I was trying to do. But the core concept of that video, it's or that channel, sorry, the channel is called Instead of Working. What I've come to realize, the epiphany that I've had this week, and like it's never grabbed me. I think I've heard the idea, but the fact that so many people are going to become unemployed and so many people are going to lose their purpose in life, they're going to have to figure out how to live instead of working. I think that's important. And ugh, I gotta shut that phone off. So I got to work, and I have developed an idea for a second channel. I'm still going to maintain BikeFarmer. I'm still going to put out videos like this amazing specialized video that's going to drop tomorrow. I've got clear visions for BikeFarmer, and I'm actually thinking I'm going to hire. I'm going to start like consulting with BikeFarmer to really narrow it down to make make it as good as possible for you. But I've been wanting to do this second channel. And the concept right now, as it starts, and I've got this laid out, but see if I can explain it, is I'm not good at explaining things. I'm a little ADD. I've actually taken a test, and it's pretty much confirmed. So it's really hard for me to like look at a camera and talk smart. So I've asked AI to like organize my thoughts, and it blew me away at how it was able to like right away say things the way that I want to say it. And I was like, okay, I can use it to help me organize video ideas cohesively, script them, and help me basically like, what do you call it? Storyboard and all of that. Like I can use these tools to start a second channel. The thing is I don't like using AI just because it's like so bad for everything. But what I want to do is notify the entire world, notify humanity about how we have to wrap our brains around this. My brain's not wrapped around it. I know just enough about it that we have to wrap our brains around it so we're able to transition into this, what I think is going to become a post-labor world. I don't know, a month ago or so, after the annual stake shareholders meeting or whatever, Elon was like, in the future, jobs are going to be obsolete, labor is going to be obsolete, and work will be optional. I think that's like the extreme side of things, but it's very close to the truth. I think it's going to be true for a lot of people. So universal basic income, universal basic dividend is a concept that I'm digging into. And the fact that it's been our attention, it's you guys watching these videos, it's our attention and our ideas and our art and our hard work, our research, everything has gone into making this technology possible. That's built off the foundation of a human-wide effort, information, knowledge, work. Our labor has built that, and we haven't been compensated for it yet. So it's totally fair. It's just, it's right, it's ethical, and it's necessary that we are paid for that. And there's plenty of money to cover it. Some nations like Norway and Singapore have sovereign wealth funds in place for doomsday scenarios. If the labor markets, or there's like some sort of economic collapse, they will have enough money that they'll be okay. They can buy the goods and services and whatever, and the population will be okay. Anyway, my plan is 1 hour every morning is the most I'll work on this. I'm going to do one video per week. 12-minute little videos on instead of working, where I lay out over the course of 52 weeks, a year, um, like how I've kind of been living outside of the workforce. Like I haven't had a job or I haven't been an employee. Um, I haven't depended on work to make a living, to earn an income in quite some time. Work, the traditional labor. I've been working for profit instead of wages long enough. I'm just a regular guy though. Um, but I think it somewhat qualifies me. Like I've kind of been in the shoes that a lot of people are going to be finding themselves in. I've lived through it. I've had multiple existential professional crises to get to this point. The problem's big. I've been doing a lot of research. I've been watching a lot of videos, all the experts, a lot of the politicians, the good guys, the bad guys, everything in between. Deep dives, podcasts, whatever. It's all I've been thinking about for a week. And I'm just going to go for it. So if this is of any interest to anyone out there, and you give a shit, and it's going to be like my ideas. This is the lens of Andy Q, Bike Farmer ish adjacent. I have this audience that I can build that other channel on. The other channel is monetizable at right now. So I got a little bit of a head start on that to make it worth my time and effort. And hopefully I'll build a new audience over there. But I'm in a unique position to be able to say this stuff and kind of broadcast it out. And I'm going to use AI tools to do it, which is the irony and the point of the whole thing is like, we all need to be fortifying ourselves. And I mean that in a profound way. And we're going to need to understand these tools. We're going to need to use them in our lives, and demand together that it's called Instead of Working. I don't know. I could post a link to it, I suppose, but maybe somebody can find it out there and post a link. I don't want to be doing that while I'm yapping. I like talking too much. Anyway, that's like the convoluted way. It'll be just 12-minute, no more than 12 minutes once a week, scripted by AI, much like the video on Saturday, but read by me in person, probably with my tool bench behind me. And then I'm going to use tools to edit it and make it interesting. I'll try to get some real B-roll, but I'll also have like other B-roll. There's all these tools out there, and hopefully the videos will slowly get better and better and better. But I suspect by the end of the year, like, I think with the advancement of things, like things are so good right now. I've been using Gemini 3, the Google stuff, the Google suite, and then some adjacent things, but Nano Banana. I just ate 2 bananas, just burped them up. And VO3, and like it's totally mind blowing what you can do now. And like we're not even I don't know. Something I've been thinking about too, and I just took a shower and was thinking about this. So funny, I have these big ideas. I go to work, I go to exercise class, and that gets my endorphins up, and then I shower, and then I do the live streams. And so like when my endorphins up, like when I'm going for a bike ride, I always have my best ideas, right? Heart rate's up, and like, you've got the good juices flowing, and I have really good ideas. So I was in the shower and I was thinking through this, that I was like, oh man, what am I going to do today? I'm like, I got that TIG welder that I bought during the pandemic, and I've never fired it up. And I really want to fire it up, and maybe I should go clean the garage and fire that thing up. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, I got to watch some YouTube videos to learn what I'm doing. And I'm like, oh, I could ask AI. And then I was like, well, a large language model, like Gemini 3 isn't going to be able to like show me how to do it. And I was like, oh, but I could probably have it make me a video. And I'm like, I don't think we're there yet, but we are super close, like next year or two, where you could just like sit down and type in, make me a video of how to set up a TIG welder and weld chromoly 4130 tubes that are 0.8 millimeter wall thickness to build a bicycle frame. I need to know the tungsten size and the cup size and the gas flow and the pulse settings and all of the things, just tell me all of the stuff. Give me an outline of the best steps to take to set this machine up and get started. And then also make me a video showing me exactly how to do it and the technique and what it's supposed to look like. But I want it to be Bob Ross and do it in Bob's style and voice with a squirrel in his pocket. Right. And, in the not so distant future, you can do that. And in a couple of minutes, whatever, maybe 10, it might take a bit. You'll have all of that stuff in one little package that then you could take your laptop into the workshop and get started, you know? Whereas 5 years ago, I would have to call up Paul Reardon and Lacrosse, Blue Steel Bikes, and say, hey, I want to make a steel fork. I don't know what I'm doing. It's a fork. It's kind of important that it doesn't fall apart when I'm riding the bike. If can I hire you for a day to walk me through the process? I'll pay you a couple $100, blah, blah, blah. And he shows me and I'm like, man, I could have watched a video on this stuff, or, it was fun to hang out with him for the day. Right. But there aren't any real good like fork building videos out there, like how to, or they weren't then. Maybe there are now, but even then it's like not just the right exact video. It never seems to be. And so have you never been to a factory? No, I've never been to a factory. Oh, wait. Maybe Jared has never been to a factory. Does it make him dumb? It's like, I hate it when people are like, you've never seen that movie? It's like, no, I just haven't seen the movie yet. Be nice about it. Tell me what you need to tell. Don't call me out for not seeing something. Anyway, and I was like, oh, there's all these how-to videos out there now. If you want to learn how to fix literally anything on a bike and do it right, Park Tool has the video for you. RJ, the bike guy, has the video for it. There's all these how-to videos out there. I hate to say it. I mean, unless you really like Kelvin and unless you really like RJ, in 2 years, you just be able to like ask for your own video on the specific thing that you need, and AI will do it and make that video for you. You won't need to search their channels. You won't need to do all that. Maybe asking, well, wouldn't that make BikeFarmer obsolete? And my argument and the whole idea of instead of working, then it comes around, but the whole idea of instead of working in that channel is the BikeFarmer channel is different. I've said from the day one that it's watch me work. It's not how to do. Watch me do what I do. Don't necessarily do as I say, but you might learn something, and you might learn how not to do things. But it's just watch me, and I'm going to try to be authentic and funny if I can be, and whatever. And fucking A, 152 of you right now think I'm worth watching. So I think moving forward, like the how-to stuff and the actual doing of things will be left to machines. We might as well have machines do it. Like, I don't want to be bothered having to teach you something, but I don't mind filming myself and showing you how I do something or how I'm working or what I'm doing today. Or, that's just me. Now, not everybody's going to be comfortable starting their own channel or, building an audience. I'm lucky. I have an audience, and that is one thing that I don't believe is going to go away. I think moving forward, the people craving human authenticity, watching, people that aren't able to realize their own creativity or do things, they're going to want to watch other people living their best life or doing the best thing or whatever. You know what I mean? And we can do that in person as much as we possibly can, but nobody today, it's like, it's hard to get together with people. And, somebody's like, you give me confidence to work on my own bike. I want to give people confidence to let go of the concept of employment and wages, and like, don't wrap your sense of purpose into your employment, into working for someone else. We're all going to be needing to fortify our own selves moving forward, because these machines are going to, it's flipping the script. And humanity hasn't always run this way. Like this whole 40-hour work week, cut your hair, get a good job, safe and secure American dream. That whole concept is like industrial revolution shit, right? 150 years we've been working on this. It's all changing. So Yeah. The problem with UBI is, historically people are like, that's socialism. That is lazy people getting paid to sit at home while the hard workers do all the hard work. Listen, folks, we're going to have the machines doing the work for us so we don't have to work. Your hard work, your labor, your work ethic doesn't mean anything. I've been saying this for years. I'm like, like people that brag like I work 70 hours a week. I worked 70 hours a week to get where I am. I'm like, you wasted your fucking life and did it wrong. Like I've never thought that hard work was, for some, like I've ne- hard work always just seems like the wrong way to do it to me. It's like, why are we working towards that goal? Like, I think it's stupid. And I think so anyway, I'm kind of excited. Let's all be artists. We are all artists, is what I'm saying. But frankly, though, it's like a lot of people aren't creative. Just the brains don't work that way, or I am. I'm naturally curious. I'm naturally creative. Um, it's just how I am. It's what I like to do. Like I wake up in the morning and have a cup of coffee, and my brain is firing, and I get curious, and I start doing stuff like this. So, um, yeah. How long have I been yapping? 26. My kids hate me right now. It's all I've been talking about. My poor kids, like Gibby's graduating in a couple months. Um, Eva's up there going to law school, and they're saying like junior law clerks, nothing. Like in 4 years, won't need them. I'm like, holy shit! Right when she's getting out of law school, there's not gonna be any jobs for her. You know, um, but yeah, I mean, if you've got kids my age, like anybody going into the workforce, there's no workforce for them to go into. It's all entry level, white collar knowledge jobs or cognitive jobs, right? The smart people jobs that are poof. Ruby's going to be a nurse. I think she'll be fine. The world is going to be craving empaths, and she's the most friendliest, pleasant empath I know. So I don't worry about her. But office workers, yeah, the physical stuff is interesting too. So Bernie Sanders is, it's funny because I had this epiphany, and then like the next day, literally the next day, Bernie came up in my YouTube feed with, you know, his little 15-minute manifesto on it. And then like 2 days later, he's in the halls of Congress saying it to the president. I don't understand how that works. The C-SPAN thing, same speech, but he's got like this 12, 15-minute thing in the Bernie Sanders way, saying all the same stuff that I'm saying, this and that. It's like some of these guys are saying it. There are some players out there that are like, in my opinion, super dangerous. Like Peter Thiel is like kind of very authoritarian, like openly authoritarian about things. And I think he's going to lead us more into like techno feudalism. And then you have Mario, whatever his name is, with Anthropic, who left Chat GPT because of like some of the ethical safety concerns and started Anthropic and he's like saying, tax us 90% and distribute it. He's like all about the UBI. Um, yeah. The robot thing, as far as like robot plumbers, people are like, that's where the conversations, it's all about plumbers. Like, we're always going to need plumbers. And you're right. Tradesmen, that kind of thing. But like snowplow trucks, you'd be able to automate that shit, you know? But like tradesmen and builders and that kind of thing, I mean, we're not going to have robots doing it in the near future. But Bernie he calls it AI and robotics. And he actually says robots, which I love. I think it's so funny that he calls them robots. In Holland, the whole print business disappeared in 2010. Yeah, I mean, print. Yeah. Anyway, it's fascinating. And I'm going to systematically, over 52 weeks, 12-minute videos, just my take on it as a regular dude out there who's super interested in it. And I want to spread the word that we need to be together on this. This goes way beyond playing Republicans and Democrats. This goes way beyond trying to save the earth. This goes way beyond, I don't know, stealing art. Um, and I don't know. It just goes becoming a slave to data. I think that it's revolutionary. It's happening. It's different than all the other, like the industrial revolution or like electricity or the printing press or some of those other things that have been like huge and like, shifted humanity in such a, gigantic way. It's going to be like that, but it's going to happen way faster, and we are less prepared for it than anything else. Like COVID, Jesus, the whole world kind of banded around this idea, like, hey, let's try to stay 6 feet apart from each other for a few months, and we got to shut shit down just to get our grasp on things. I mean, there were some things, but you look at it now, and you're going to see in the comments here in a minute, like I just said COVID, and everybody's like, they never should have shut things down. We didn't need to. It was just a bad cold or just like the flu. It's like, you weren't saying that in the first 6 months. You were on board with it. You're like scared to death that this thing was going to fucking kill you too. Everybody was. And in hindsight, it's like, yeah, it could have been handled a lot better, right? This is going to be that times a godzillion. And it's post-truth now. Moving forward, it's going to be insane post-truth. And yeah, yeah, nuclear is the way aside from NIMBY. It's everything. The What is it? Is it the Center for Humane Technology, CHT? Did I get that right? Um, oh, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was on Diary of a CEO. That interview is really good, and there's actually a 20-minute like snippet, but he talks about how politics and education and finance and I don't know what else. He talks about all like these big social, like institutionalized things that we've been dependent on or have come to find comforting or whatever, about how AI is going to reconstitute. That's the word he used. I had to Google what that means. It means like take apart and reassemble. All of it's going to be reconstituted by AI. It's gonna shake the snow globe of humanity. It is a bike channel. Okay. And I gotta keep that in mind. But this is what I've been thinking about. And um I I think I have the script, which is like a speech. It's a manifesto written for the very first video, which I've designed to be exactly as 24 minutes, exactly as long as the stupid video I dropped last Saturday. And I'm gonna reproduce that video. I don't think I'm gonna post it here though. I think I'm gonna promote it here and post it on Instead of Working. And then yeah, and then get kicking on that channel 1 hour in the morning when Maggie's writing her novels. I'm gonna be building I'm gonna be toying around with these ideas. And then, after breakfast, I'll come down here and make bike videos for you. I've been thinking for quite a long time, like, here, I can do engage, start a poll, ask a question. Do I need to keep doing 2 videos per week, or is one good Saturday morning drop enough? There's a big question I have. Start poll. Don't ignore the poll, everybody. Take the poll. I've been doing 2 videos a week on BikeFarmer for 2.5 years, and it's a lot. And I talked to the owner of my agency. I don't know what you call it, my manager. I've started doing sponsored content, and I'm working with a company to help me manage all that. And he was like, "You post way more than everybody else. You don't need to keep doing that." Oh, hold on. End poll. I'm gonna restart it. Sorry. I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. Start a poll. Do you think one video per week is enough instead of two? There. It's a leading question because I want it to be one. Although I sometimes I think that doing 2 videos a week keeps me motivated and, like, it feels good and whatever. Um, so anyway, I had a meeting with, my agency guy, and, we were talking about frequency versus quality, and, um like this bike here, this was a really fun build, by the way. Parts bin build on a specialized stump jumper that has the best 90s stuff. It got a little weird, but not too weird. The rant stand, you could probably anybody who saw this can skip over the rant stand because it's just me ranting for 15 minutes or something like that about instead of working. I just kind of got off on it like I have this week, and but anyway, it ended up being 46 minutes long before I even like had the levers on the handlebars. So it's a two-parter. And sometimes I think, like I watch Vice Grip Garage and I love the hour-and-a-half ones. I love the really long ones and I watch them and then I'll come back to them and take breaks and that kind of thing. I rarely like sit through a whole 45-minute video. Um, but I don't know, the two-parters too. So anyway, um, not seeing poll V2. Okay, so everybody's saying one video a week would be enough. Like I think about Ted Woodford that I watched, Twodford, the guitar luthier. Guy's great, by the way. He's great. If you have any interest in that, T Woodford. He posts once a week. Vice Grip Garage does once a week. All the guys that I watch. Hey, dropped a fiver. Ricochet K. Thank you so much. I like the long videos too. Matt, depends on how long they are. I mean, if I just do one video a week, it'll pretty much always be a bike fixing video. And it'll always be 45 minutes to an hour. And if it's a two-parter, I would probably drop on Saturday morning and then part 2 on Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like if it is a longer project, which I think they're going to start being longer projects because that's what I'm into. Although I just had somebody text me this morning saying they bought a 1972 Schwinn Continental, a yellow one, which I think are the greatest, most durable American-made products in the history of making products. I love those bikes, and so I'm excited about getting that in here. Usually, it only takes a few minutes to fix those bikes, but this will be a shorter one. But yeah. I don't have a video on how to find good used parts for bike builds, but you go to your local bike co-op, or go to Facebook Marketplace and find somebody who's got a million bikes and go help them out, and say, I'll take whatever you don't want. But a lot of times that's Huffy's and Magnas. Um, I've told people, go to your community, whatever you got, if you got Nextdoor or Facebook community place. And hi, Gilliam. And thank you. $50. I love it. Put a post in your community saying, hey, I'm a local bicycle hobbyist and I'm looking for projects and parts bikes and whatever. I will take any extra bikes that you have. And whatever I can't use for myself, I'll give to charity. Just drop them off at my house anytime. Let people know, and you'll be surprised. You'll get bikes for free. go to bike swaps if you have bike swaps in the area. I think it's worth driving a couple hours to go to a bike swap and get all the stuff you need and find hot deals. And you can buy a box of old V brakes for $10. Just you're solving somebody else's problem, you know. Um, I'm gonna do another poll. I think this one 70 votes, 73%. Okay, so that's fine. Thank you guys. I'm going to do an official community poll too. Oh, is that? It's not a poll. What did Jilly ask? I can talk about that while I'm typing. Curious about bike mechanics. Reflective and loyal. We are older, curious about bike mechanics. Reflective and loyal. We are perfect. I think Jilly's talking about her and her husband. Being perfect, loyal viewers of the channel, I think. And I would agree. Chewing gum and walking at the same time. Yeah, the stumpy is pretty sweet. Can you see it? It's following me. It's like a 92 stump jumper comp, and it was a parts bin build. So it was just stuff, like I tried to do it only stuff that I found, used stuff that I found in the bins, and I made work. And it's friction shifting, ATB, and I feel like now finally the roads are clear. We finally got enough. We got the right kind of snow that they were able to scrape it off, and then the sun came out, so the roads are kind of clear and dry. That maybe I could go for a ride. Oh yeah. Nobody has said anything about the e-bike. Yeah, so I had that total dud of a video with the little stupid AI experiment last Saturday, and then I had to get the Blix e-bike video out because it was a paid gig. But that thing is sweet. It's awesome. I haven't really had that many e-bikes. Like I really hate working on them. I think I said it in the video. Like my number one thing is they're so heavy, like lifting them into the stand. I just don't like touching them. I don't, it's like they're weird, they're clunky, they're hard, whereas bikes, bikes are easy, e-bikes aren't from a service standpoint. From a rider standpoint, it's the opposite, right? Like e-bikes are super easy and bikes are a little hard. I'm gonna get so fat if I get an e-bike. I don't think that's true, but okay. And this thing's cool because it's such a small footprint, and it really reminds me of my golf e-bike, which I have a blast on that thing. I mean, I love it. It's so fun. The automatic shifting, like Blix was like adamant that I go through and talk about it and show how it works. I haven't been able to like go out for a proper test ride and see what happens. Put it in the highest gear automatically and go, which is what everybody does anyway. The e-bike was fine, 5K question mark. So the title is really interesting. So my title was just like Vika X e-bike, Vika X folding e-bike review, Blix bicycles, 2 thumbs up, emojis. That was my title, same thummy. And then I sent it to them for approval, and she was like, everything looks good. They actually made me add in some stuff, and then I had to edit, and it was annoying and whatever. But they're paying me enough that it was worth it. And then they're like, "Do you mind trying this title?" And it was like, $5,000 tech or whatever. And I'm like, "Where's that number come from?" And that's like on their website and whatever. And I replied to her and I said, "Look, I don't think my audience, is going to appreciate, it seems a little clickbaity to me. The 5K thing threw me off. I'm like, that's not the vibe of my channel. And I have a little more, I don't know. I just didn't feel real good about it. I'm like, but I'll A B test the titles. And that most of the time when I A B test my own titles, they're off by a couple, 2, 3%. One might be 48 and one might be 52. And I always click the 52 and it doesn't make a hill of beans worth of difference. Um, this was like 68-32. I mean, just having the dollar sign in the title. And I've noticed that with other videos. Like you'll see if you go and sort my videos by views, um, generally speaking, if I have like $250 bike, is it worth it? Like people love feeling ripped off or deceived by the evil retailer or whatever. Like Sean, great question, but you fell into the obvious trap, I think. I don't like setting those traps. So that's why I don't do it all the time. I don't know. I just, you know, um, well, so Blicks don't know how to make content. That's why they need you. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess. I think, and I saw this in the comments. I only had one guy right out of the gates. He was like the first guy to watch the video was like, fuck this. I didn't subscribe to be, I'm leaving. And then he wouldn't leave because I was making fun of him. But everybody else was pretty cool about it. And they're like, hey, we don't appreciate this because we know where you're coming. Or they say, we appreciate this. You're not going to want to see it all the time. I don't want to do it all the time. I don't like doing it, but they paid me enough to make it worth it. Um, but they're like, but we know you're going to be honest. And I was, I mean, I was told to say some things or focus on some things, and even Blix was like, you're a mechanic, so we want that. We want your honest, take on how this is. And like, I was honestly impressed with it. So yeah, $1,800, but they give you 150 off if you order this week or next week or something. Um, and yeah, the dude was freaking out. I mean, it's just like the audience is fickle. Not all of you, but in general, the audience is pretty fickle. 96% of you are saying yes to the instead of working. Holy shit, that's way higher than I thought. Okay, well, thank you. I mean, that's amazing. My my Gemini 3 bot that I'm using that I've named Phaedrus that's helping me with this project is going to be thrilled to hear that. Actually, the bot doesn't give a fuck about any of us. I'll tell you that much. It's so funny. It'll pretend to because they think it's important to me. But all the experts are like, stop saying please and thank you to the robots. They don't care. They're just tools. It's phenomenal. It took me a dozen different prompts to get it like this the scripty texty or the manifesto speech that is going to be in the first video, to get it to sound like me in my voice and what I wanted. I just didn't know what to ask for. It's all about knowing what to ask for with the prompting with the AI. Otherwise it's going to spit whatever it thinks you want. That's what they're designed to do. That's what they're learning to do, is to give us what we want, solve our problems. And I remember hearing as like a kid, computers are only as smart as the user or the programmer, really, but the user. That's about to change, but it's still very true with these large learning models. Oh, Maggie, she's such a good writer. Look at Mrs. Bike Farmer's comment. See, that's what I get to live with every day, all day long, constantly. She's so much funnier than me. She has a way with words, I tell you what. You see that, Megs? 95% of these yahoos are gonna watch my bullshit over on the other channel. I told you it's a good idea. Oh, yeah, that's right. Somebody's saying about how please and thank you, adding those words has a measurable impact on energy consumption. That said, it's minuscule. Um, Absolutely minuscule, but it's measurable theoretically. Oh, Peter Brown. Thank you and Merry Christmas to you. Pretty good 50 bucks from Peter Brown. Peter Legend. Peter the Legend. I'm a hick goober, not a Yahoo. Somebody in the comments was calling me a dingus. I can be a dingus all day long. Lord Dingus is what I prefer to be called. In fact, new set of tires. Speaking of new tires, hopefully I got a hybrid in the queue here in the next month or so to fix up, but just got some Schwalbe hybrid tires. Like I had to order some parts through distribution, and I used to get Michelin Protex. I really liked them. I used them for 6 years on every repair I ever did. Great tires, and then I've been using the Vittoria Randonneers, which are fine. But these new Schwalbe, I can't remember what they're called, just basic hybrid tires, 700 by 35, look pretty good. Yeah, Don said he subscribed but dropped it due to lack of videos. I'm gonna make it a regular thing. I'll probably delete the 3 videos that are up because they're totally irrelevant. But the name of that channel is just so perfect for what has like absolutely like a lightning bolt struck me with inspiration this week. And that's how it goes, man. I mean, I have been thinking about a good idea for a second channel for 2 years, and it just hasn't come to me, but this really has. So the Joe Rogan of bikes. Yeah, I mean, it will kind of be like a podcast, but I don't know about interviewing. I am going in for a full-blown ADHD assessment next Friday. Um, I just think I think I have untapped capacity or capability inside myself that I just get in my own way constantly. And the initial stuff is that, oh man, with a little bit of ADHD treatment of some kind, if I can learn how to manage it a little bit better, I'll be more productive. And perhaps I could become a good interviewer. I just don't see myself as being a good interviewer. But yeah, Polite Chihuahua, instead of working, I've had a second channel out there. I just haven't done anything with it. But there's a whole thing, and yeah, I'll explain it in tomorrow's video drop as well. So it's going to be in that video in the rant stand. I talk about all this stuff. It's not the easiest flowing. I tried to cut out all the ums and make it so I wasn't wasting your time watching me think about things. It's a little choppy, but watch it in 2x, then you're fine. You're ADHD and massively successful in everything you do. Are you managing it somehow? Because I'm pretty successful in everything I do, but not massively successful. And I have doom piles everywhere in my life, and I'm sick of it. 1054. The Midas touch. Everything you touch turns to gold. See, I have an uncanny ability to make $1,000 show up if I need it. Like I can figure out $1,000 within a week or two, generally speaking. But I also feel like I have the capability to be wildly successful. But I'm 48 years old and it hasn't happened yet because keep getting in my own way or something's holding me back. So I'm always working to figure that out. What if you interviewed people and assessed their bike IQ after? I'm not the guy for that. But yeah. Who could I get to film my huge collection in Austin, Texas? Thinking about outing myself as a huge hoarder BMX collection. I don't know. I mean, it's not me just because I don't know about BMX. There's got to be BMX channels out there, right? You know. Um, so stimulants are not really effective for me. I've tried them. I have access. I know people, and holy shit, I jump around like Jesus on a pogo stick when I'm on stimulants. It is something. I could never operate like that. Awfully unsuccessful in everything I do. Yeah, I think I've been like managing my ADD my own way. I think that's why I drank, all that, my whole life. So you watching 1.5? I think the instead of working, I'll be reading off a script, but those 12-minute videos, I think you could watch them in 1.5, 2x, and get away with it. I mean, if I was watching my videos, I like the mellow videos that I watch. I never watch anything sped up. Um, but I think like with my rant stands or whatever, I don't know. So when I'm editing, I want to watch. I sometimes I edit like that fast. I know Russ from Pathless Pedal told me to edit in like 1.5, 2x because it'll save time, but I can't really keep up with it. I don't know. I listen to audiobooks at like 1.4, 1.5 usually. YouTube censorship is the worst. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I think YouTube censorship is the best, actually. I think they're extraordinarily fair and responsible and ethical. Um, yeah. Um, so you, Mesneba, um, would have happily read my video as an essay, the AI one. So that script, it's only been a week. It's so outdated and obsolete in my world that I've rewritten it. And Maggie's up there. Luckily I live with a professional editor. I told her I didn't want it line edited. I just wanted her general gist on how it is. But it's way more better. Hey, and I'm gonna reproduce that video. So I suppose I could drop it as like a bonus here and drop it over on instead of working. It's going to be like a pre-pilot. It's going to be an introduction to the experiment as we're looking at it. It's an 52-week experiment to fortify myself against the upcoming post-labor revolution that AI will bestow upon us. Yeah, see, I have to be interested in what I'm doing too, Matt Beeg. That's how it was in college. If I was interested in the class, I did pretty well in it, but anything else, and I think that's a big part of what makes me quote unquote unemployable. Yeah, was it the voice, peer head jump? Was it the robot voice? That's I don't know. Early on, we were talking about that, how it's like cilantro. That some it tastes like soap to some people. They just can't. Um, some people just can't handle it. Doesn't bother me that much. The uncanny valley with the voices. I can listen to a bot. I prefer a real person, but computers displaced a lot of jobs. Internet displaced a lot of jobs. I mean, look at all the retail in every small town everywhere is gone. That wasn't. I mean, a lot of people blame Walmart. That was the start of it, but it was really Amazon, online shopping. order as much as I can online. I don't like going to stores. All that effort to go there and find out they don't have it in stock. Fuck that. Yeah, I'm a UBI freak too. Imagine being interested in whatever you decide to do. See, I've always thought of UBI as okay. So they've done this in Cook County in Chicago or in Illinois, where I don't know, like a large handful of people. I can't remember. I just heard about it yesterday. Um, $1,000 a month they gave them, and everybody reported that life was easier. They had more free time. They some people were able to invest, but some people were able to buy groceries. It's like if we just have the basics, supply, you'd think that like the largest economy on the planet, we would be able to supply everyone with the basics. A little apartment with a TV and a computer and an internet connection, and enough groceries to get by and go out to eat a couple of times a week or whatever. You know what I mean? Just like the real basics. And then if they want, they can go work doing whatever they want to get rich. Like you could have both. It doesn't, um, yeah. Oh, I think UBI will happen in Holland. I think UBI will be the standard thing once the bots are doing once we allow the bots to do all of the basic work, and we'll just have an abundance of labor and goods and services, and it'll just incredible wealth everywhere. Um, we just can't. I mean, 7 guys keeping all that, like, trillionaires. You know what I mean? Like, if all of the trillionaires become 100 billion, 100 millionaires, 150 millionaires, right? Overnight, like, we just take all that wealth and just tax the crap out of them. Um, I mean, it was our data, it was our attention, it was our labor, it was our lives that they all of that value that they hold on to was all of ours, and it was taken from us without our unwillingly. Like I never agreed to that. So um, I want it back. I want you to have it back. The Stumpy doesn't have Sun Tour on it. Dang it. I could do like a full Sun Tour build though. That's a good idea for a video. So I've got a Breezer Storm. It's beautiful. It's blue and a big pile of Velo orange parts here. That's going to be the next bike video. Um, that's right around the corner. I've got a gigantic Trek 820. I've got the text that came in a minute ago about the 1972 Schwinn Continental. That'll be a fun little video. What else do I have? I got bike swaps coming up. We'll do some bike swap videos. Good stuff coming down the pike. And yeah, I'm still going to do bike videos because I love it. I love doing this. I love you guys. I love you guys. And thank you for the supers. A couple big ones today. And yeah, I think I'll leave this live stream up. This went well. Driftless tea today. Yep. Yeah, so I'll leave this up for a while. For those of you that missed the beginning, go watch from the beginning. And Elon is kind of loony. I don't think we're going to live on Mars, but you never know. And I don't think his whole idea that work will be optional in the future is all that loony. So have a wonderful weekend, everybody. And I'll look forward to getting your feedback on my crazy new project. Appreciate every single one of you. Go have a wonderful life. See ya.